Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. Boy King hanging out with you here on this wild card Saturday. Yeah, a super wild card weekend here. Certainly hope that you are sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying your time as we're going to have this nice little football weekend. We have 4 or 5 straight days of football. We had obviously the college football semifinals on Thursday and Friday. Boy. Anybody gonna beat Indiana? I don't think Miami's gonna beat Indiana. I don't think Miami's gonna beat Indiana as I go ahead and adjust my camera here. Kind of, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Woo! Indiana just taking care of business. And that game was over at halftime. Second year in a row where Oregon they get to a spot. I was like, oh, Oregon, they're gonna be able to do it. No. They're just running up against Indiana. Last year it was Ohio State, where they were losing, I believe, 34-0 at halftime. This year it was 35-7 at halftime. So, yeah, that was great. And Miami, controversial win over Ole Miss, but they did pull it out there in the end. So that is going to be your national championship, the University of Indiana versus the University of Miami of Florida. Very interesting there. Boston in the chat. Great to see Boston Red Sox there. Boston Red Sox 49 says, I know King is enjoying the Rangers game on ABC right now. It's a 10. It's a 10. It's a fucking 10, says Boston. As, again, I believe it is the Bruins defeating the New York Rangers as I stand here right now. And, of course, leave it to a Boston fan to bring that up. But, yes, it is indeed a final. 10-2, the Boston Bruins defeat the New York Rangers. I can't say too much because my Devils gave up 9 the other night and lost 9-0. I believe we were shut out that game. So I have no room to talk. But it is good to see the Rangers kind of join us in misery and in our own personal hell. That's very fantastic. I love it. Boston also then says, wild card, bitches, and it indeed. Wild card weekend. First game coming up here. The Los Angeles Rams taking on the Carolina Panthers. I certainly hope everybody likes the new playoff edition of the graphics here. I try to do that. It's kind of the second year doing it, but want to do something special. Want to do something special for the playoffs. So got a little spruced up, nice little playoff graphics there for everybody. Certainly hope you enjoy it. If you like anything on this channel, I don't know why you would, but as I do every time I come on here, if you do like anything, please go ahead and hit that like button. It helps us out tremendously. If you want to help us out even more, you can do so if you hit that share button. Share us around with the world. Let the world know that this channel exists. You hit that share button. You can do that. And, of course, as always, just in case you haven't done so yet or this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button as we are on the road, ladies and gentlemen, to 1,000 subscribers and being monetized, hopefully, on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out even further, a little bit more directly this time, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the top of the chat and in the description below. You can come join us in the chat. Make sure you hit on live chat, not on the top chat option on the toggle down, pull down menu there at the top of the chat. Make sure it's in live chat, not top chat, so you get to see everybody's messages. Paul in the chat, our resident Colts fan, he says, who's yours? Obviously, being from the great state of Indiana by way of Florida. It's very good to see. I mean, I'm sure he's a happy man, Paul. As somebody who obviously grew up in Indiana, is an Indiana person, to see the University of Indiana Hoosiers have their football team in the national championship game. Is this something that anybody from Indiana at any point ever thought was a possibility ever? I got to tell you, I would probably say no. That's to me, it feels like me saying, man, Rutgers is going to be playing in the national championship. That's what it feels like. So congratulations to Paul in the chat for his Indiana Hoosiers making it to the national championship game, and in emphatic style. Just absolutely emphatic style. There was no room for doubt yesterday watching that game. Hi, Pepper Jack. Pepper Jack with an early appearance. Hi, how are you? Hi, love you. And it looks like we're getting ready here to see who do we got coming up here. Who do we got to get in the ball is what I want to see here so I can make my proper things there. Paul in the chat says, never in 10 lifetimes did he ever imagine seeing the University of Indiana Hoosiers there in the championship game. But here they are. Here they are. Looks like the Rams will be kicking off to the Panthers, so the possession little light-up box is in the right spot. Here's Cam Newton with another bad take and a bad hat. All right, Cam. All right. Yeah, no, that's all great for you. Why don't you jump on a fumble next time? Mike Pereira telling us what's going on there with the officials, saying there's going to be they got a lot of alternates. He's saying, oh, by the way, there are officials out there with the white stripes and white pants that are allowed to go out there and break up skirmish. So they brought in backup for the ref. So if you try to start some shit with the officials, they got their homies waiting for them. Their homies are waiting. You ain't screwing around with the refs today. That's hilarious. Get the stats lined up there. There we go. And the Rams kick this ball off using a holder to do so. That ball, did that reach the 20? I guess it did. I didn't quite see where that bounced, but either way, 1st and 10 for the Panthers at their own 36-yard line. That's where they're going to start this particular game and this particular drive. Paul says Cam has trashed IU constantly. His bad takes are his specialty. Yes, they are. It's not just IU, and I've heard his IU takes. They're not great. The Indiana takes are not great. Bryce Young under center. And off here. That's going to be Rico. And Rico gets about a yard. 2nd and 9 upcoming. After that run there by Rico Dowdle. Braden Fisk in on a tackle. I think he's the son of Wilson Fisk. Bryson shotgun here on 2nd and 9. Takes the snap. Looks, throws. That's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Xavier Leggett. Was incomplete. No flag on the play. Maybe that means we're going to have a relatively flag-free game. I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Jimbo in the chat says, let's go Kitties. I thought that said something else for a second there, Jimbo. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. But then again, my brain is always kind of thinking about that anyway. So, great to see you in the chat, Jimbo. Thank you so much for joining us. Trips to the left here for Bryce Young. Steps back. He's looking to throw. He does throw. He completes the throw. Leggett gets it, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to end up about a yard short. It is 4th and 1. They are at the 45. They have to get to the 46 for a first down. And it looks like they are going to go for it. They're saying, we're going big balls here right off the bat. As the Panthers' eyes stare at us from the end zone. Price steps back. He's going to throw on 4th and 1. He's going to roll out to his right. Can't find anybody. Throws. Knocked away. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And the Rams will have the ball at the Panthers' 45-yard line. Oh, no. Jimbo says, nope. After last Saturday, I found Jesus. And we're going to be PG going. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. And then especially if Alicia joins the chat, we know that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. That's physically impossible. So. Here's Pepper Jack off to my side, stealing my coffee. I know, I'm joking. She gets so mad when I tell her, oh, you're stealing my coffee. 1st and 10. Stafford over the middle, caught by Puka Nacua, gets it down to the 29-yard line. First down. Rams, 16-yard completion. You think it's possible that the Rams get Matthew Stafford as MVP and Puka as Offensive Player of the Year? That'd be something. That's going to be a handoff to Kyron Williams on 1st and 10. He's going to get 5 yards on that gain, right up the middle. Gets it down to the Carolina 24-yard line. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Thank you for joining us so much here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you're joining us just now, you missed the Panthers. Got the opening kickoff. They went 3, and you would figure out they were going to punt. They were down to a 4th and 1. They went for it on 4th and 1, decided to try to throw it on 4th and 1, did not make it, and that's why the Rams are in such great field position where they are. Puka Nacua, he gets a reception there, and he's going to take it there for 10 yards. Takes a little bit of a hit there, shot at the end, as you would expect, getting tackled to the ground. But that is going to be 1st and 10 now from the Panthers' 14-yard line. Rams, very efficient on this opening drive. Paul in the chat says, what happened last Saturday? I don't know, Paul. I don't know what happened last Saturday. I know what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about. No idea how things happened in here. Don't know what was happening. People messaging, people saying things. I don't know. Stafford over the middle, throw, caught, touchdown, Puka Nacua and the Rams. And just like that, the Rams go right down the field and get themselves a touchdown after the Panthers did not convert the 4th and 1, gave the Rams the ball right at the Panthers' 45-yard line. And in just, 4 plays? Bing, bang, bong, boom. You got yourself a touchdown for the Rams. Extra point upcoming here for the chunky monkey kicker. He's got it up. He's got it good. Go get yourself a pint of Ben & Jerry's. That's a 7-0 lead right now for the Rams over the Panthers. 11:35 remaining here in the first quarter. The Los Angeles Rams 7. The Panthers nothing. Each team has had a possession. To be fair, Jimbo, ELS, everything's a little too mature for ELS because he's literally 5 years old. I love ELS, but he's so young. He's such a little youngin'. Me combing my balding hair for some reason. Oh my God, I gotta look pretty for the stream. Paul says, okay, good enough for me. I thought Paul was here. You might have been in and out. You might have been in and out of the stream. Apparently there was a lot of things in and out during that stream. I didn't know. Things were just... That's the problem sometimes. Sometimes the chat, it gets out of your control, and it goes off, man. It goes off. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about it. Jimbo says, love what the Seahawks are. What did the Seahawks do? I saw somebody else mention something about that today. What happened? Like, what did they do? Did they tell him, like, if you sell your season tickets, we're gonna put your head on a spike or something? Like, what? I don't know what happened. Because they love their 12s. They love their 12s there in Seattle. That's always been their whole thing. Oh, we got the 12s, man. We're so cool with the 12s. We got the 12s. It's like, all right, that's cool. Whatever. I'm happy that you're happy, but let me pull the. Whoop, excuse me. Jimbo in the chat, as far as what the Seahawks organization did, as far as their season ticket holder says, they sent out a letter you can't resell regular season or playoff tickets, and if you do, your season tickets will be taken into consideration when renewal time comes. Okay, yeah. No, so that's, they threaten them. They threaten them. You see a lot of teams do this now. First of all, I own the fucking tickets, so eat shit. Paul says, it's hard for me to watch full streams. I've been pissed about the Colts collapse and just don't have the same fun or same fire to watch the NFL right now. I get that. I understand that. That happened to me the Giants game where they collapsed against the Broncos. That night, I was supposed to do the Sunday night game that night. I didn't. I didn't even watch it. I did not watch football. I think I skipped the Monday night game too. I think I skipped football. I skipped the rest of football for like 2 or 3 days. Like it took that much out of me. That game did. That kind of collapse took it out of me. So I get it. I get it, Paul. I'm with you. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 20-yard line. Bryce Young going to throw over the middle. It's going to be caught, by the way. I got to change the possession. Why is that? Why is that happening? I don't like that. Why is my flag counter going away when I switch to possession? That shouldn't be happening. Chuba Hubbard, he's going to get the carry there, and he's going to get a first down for the Panthers all the way up to the 32-yard line. 5-yard run for Chuba. It was on a 2nd and 3 play, so of course it is a first down. Jimbo says, that Giants-Broncos game was a really good one. What was good? That Giants-Eagles game on Thursday night. That was a good one. That was a fun one to watch. Bryce throws. He's going to complete that to Hubbard out of the backfield. He's going to get up to about the 39-yard line. They're going to mark him down actually at the 38. 2nd and 4. Upcoming 6-yard gain for the Panthers. I got to figure out why my hotkey is being a little bitch. Oh, no, Bryce Young! Oh, we got flags. We've got sacks. Is this going to be a sack or hold?
But too bad your ass got sacked.
No, they're going to take the holding penalty, so the sack actually didn't happen. We just got a flag. Jimbo says, nope. I went to bed early, so I don't know what the outcome of that particular game was, and I refuse to believe what you tell me. Screw you, Jimbo. What do we got? We got an injury or something? What's going on here? Why are you reading a commercial? Did I miss an injury? That's right. It gives me time to work on my hotkeys here for a second because I got to figure out why that one is doing the thing that it's doing. Hold on. Let me see here. Why is that not working? Sometimes yeah, see, why is that going away? That shouldn't be. So now I got to figure this out. I thought I had everything set, ready to go. Yeah, I think we fixed it. We'll see. Oh, the left tackle got hurt. Oh, big ball from Bryce on 3rd and 9, and it's going to be incomplete. Tet McMillan was the intended receiver. Could not get it to him. 4th and 9, and I think the Panthers are going to make better of this one and punt the ball away. Thank you, Paul, for letting me know what had happened. Hey, we got a bot. Where's ELS? I need it. ELS, my bot killer. Thank you so much for joining us, bot. It's been very nice for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So 4th and 9, and they're going to punt the ball away here are the Panthers. Snap. Punt is away. Whoa! And the Rams are going to get tacked all the way back right by their 6, it looks like. They're going to mark them at the 7. They're going to say forward progress gives them to the 7. But what a hell of a punt there and the coverage by the Panthers special team. So 1st and 10 for the Rams at their own 7-yard line. 9:25 remaining here in the first quarter. Rams lead 7-0 over the Carolina Panthers. Or he's making one, Paul. That's the thing. ELS he's very good at what he does, and he's got a passion for it, and that's a good thing. And that's why I like the kid. He's young and he has a vision, and he has an idea artistically, and just and just what he wants to do. And he did the smart thing that I think everybody is afraid to do. I've been afraid to do at times in my life, and I think a lot of people are. He just went out and did it. He just went and did it and said, you know what? I'm going to do a YouTube channel about the trains that go around in my area. Why? Because I fucking love these goddamn trains. That's pretty fucking cool. So that's why I said I really do enjoy ELS. I think he's a good kid. 4-yard gain on 1st down there. Corum had to carry. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Stafford's in shotgun. He's got trips to his left. He takes the snap. He's looking towards his left. He's going to throw. He gets it to Puka, and Puka's going to make a man miss, get it all the way down to the 23-yard line. First down, Rams. Rams take a moment to huddle. Take a look at Devontae Adams back in the lineup for the first time in a long time. Hand off to Corum, but he's kind of going to get pushed there. It seems like he got, he got about 6 yards. He was hit after only about 1.5 yards, 2 yards, but was able to keep his legs moving, got a little assistance from the offensive lineman, got 6. 2nd and 4 upcoming. Wilson says good for him. Yes, Paul, I think it is. I think it is. Like, again, because when you're young, man, I think a lot of people nowadays, especially when they're young, they don't know what they want to do. They don't have an idea of what they want to do. They're sometimes scared to do something or figure something. That kid, he knows what he wants to do and he's doing it. So good for him. See, my thing is when I was a kid, like I knew I wanted to work in radio. I knew I wanted to do like that kind of work. But it's not that like I went to radio stations. I did a couple things for radio stations, but I never like I never went full bore. I think I was a little bit a little bit of a scaredy little bitch to just try to just do it, just go to radio and just do it. And that cost me a lot, I think. So credit to ELS for kind of just jumping on that. But again, it's a lot easier to do stuff nowadays than it was back in the turn of the millennium. But even so, good for him. Whoa, what a stop there by the Panthers on 3rd and 1. Blake Corum's going to lose 1 yard, and it's going to be 4th and 2. Will the Rams say, hey, you know what? We're going to go for it too, see if we can keep this drive moving, or are we going to punt it? It appears that they are going to punt the ball away. Fourth and 2, Rams are going to punt away here to the Panthers. Paul says that I was a DJ at night for 2 years on K92 FM, part-time in Orlando. Yeah, I was a weekend shifter. I also did like just a lot of stuff at the building anyway because I had nothing else to do and nowhere to go. So I just kind of hung around and was like, hey, if I can do a job, I'll do it. I'll do anything like that. So I ran boards for like award shows and shit that they would put on. There was 5 stations at the building I worked at. And the one I was on air for was 97.9X in Wilkes-Barre. So I worked at 97.9X, but we also had the local pop station, which was BHT. We had the country station, which went through so many different iterations. I don't know. I think they're Nash. I think they've been Nash FM now for a while. Coming on probably like 10 years or so. But before that, they were like they were JR. They were JR Country 90 whatever. So I ran the board for the Academy of Country Music Awards, the ACM Awards. There, the 1 year I did that for them. Like I did a whole bunch of stuff up there. So, I mean, it was there. It was there. Paul says it was really hard to break through. And no, it's even harder now because everything is so like the way radio companies are, the ones that own most of the stations, your Entercoms, are they still Entercom or they changed their name too? Because Clear Channel changed their name to iHeart. They just became iHeart Radio. You had Citadel, which I used to work for, was bought up by Cumulus. I think Cumulus is still around and they suck. But all those big three there, those big ones that own most of the stations, everything's canned. Everything is as minimal input from locals as possible. Like we had our rock station was programmed from Atlanta, and it was like it used to be programmed by the program director in Wilkes-Barre, catering to the needs and the wants of what people in that area wanted to listen to. Cumulus came in and said, "Nope, you're not listening to this. You're gonna play what we have there." We couldn't do requests. We couldn't do requests. They stopped doing. They said if you do a request show, just pretend. Take a call. If somebody happens to call and request a song that's on its way up, then you can go ahead and do that. But you can't put a song on that somebody requested. You can't do it. We're not allowing it. Which before we used to have. Our midday girl, Zoe, she did the whole noon hour. It was a lunch break with Zoe. She would do all that. Oh, Bryce Young immediately sacked on first down, 9-yard sack there by Poona Ford. Gotta love that Poona. Sometimes that Poona will attack you.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Yeah, streaming is like that's the thing that sucks about it is that I still love radio, the idea of radio, the radio that I grew up with in the 90s and the 2000s. But the thing I learned about when I started working and when I actually got the job, and Bryce Young takes a hit, completes the pass though. Yeah, they're going to make up about 10 or 11 yards. They're going to get 11 on the play. So Bryce Young takes the shot but completes the pass to Tremble. And it's going to be 3rd and 8 at the 21 here for the Panthers. That was the thing I learned when I got into radio and I just saw how the sausage was made, as it were. It was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm coming into the industry at the extreme wrong time. And that's what sucks about it because I still love radio. I still love radio to this day, but that's it. My radio consists of like thinking about how it was with the old school. Cross over the middle, cut. And that's going to be a first down. Coker getting it done. And he gets an 11-yard gain from there. So back-to-back 11-yard gains after facing a 2nd and 19 after a 9-yard sack, and you got a first down for the Panthers. Look at that. I still love radio, though. .335 remaining here in the first quarter. Play action for Bryce. He's going to roll out to his right. Cannot find anybody open. And finally takes the hit. But he does throw the ball away. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. 3:28 remaining. Like, I think back to, obviously, I liked Don Imus when I was growing up. He was still doing his shit. Opie and Anthony. The old school WFAN and those call-in shows. And then even like some of the other, like I think early on, I remember my brother used to listen to the Grease Man and you had Don and Mike and Scotty Farrell on the bench. Shake it up. Like Scotty Farrell was one of the main reasons I ever wanted to get into sports talk was because of Scotty Farrell. Oh, Witherspoon down on the turf. And he is having issues getting up. He looks like he is injured. Third and 7 going to be coming up here for the Panthers. After Etienne got about a 3-yard run. I did one overnight shift that I remember. It was a request show. It was one of the request shows that we had, and I filled in for Lazy E, one of the other DJs there. And it was legitimately one of the most fun nights and fun shifts I ever had because it was a full-on request hour, and so you're taking requests from people, and there's you got some wild ones, but the fun thing was it was like as long as it's in the system, and if it's in the system, that means it's probably not. I mean, it would let you know if anything was expletive on it, so not to play it. But if it was in the system, it probably meant it wasn't expletive, didn't have any expletives in it. So as long as it was in the system, and you felt like it was something you wanted to hear or wanted to play, you could do it. And I remember that, and I was like, yeah, and that was fun. Because we got some calls, and there was some off-the-wall shit, but it was fun. Like, how many times do you, like, especially nowadays, do you get to play Megadeth on an actual radio station? Or, especially, like, some of the older stuff. I think I might have put on some Merciful Fate, too. Like, it was an incredible, just a fun experience. That's the way radio should be. And, I recorded a couple calls, put them on the air. I had a couple calls on the air. It was fun, having the interaction with everybody. Like, it was an absolute blast, and I loved every single minute of it. And that part of radio is dead. Radio now, all radio is now is there's one show being broadcast, whether it's in New York or Nashville if you're a country station, or Atlanta or L.A., and it's getting canned to all the other ones. So all you have is a board op, which I did as well. I did that for the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, which they had there in Wilkes-Barre in my time there. And that was after they fired Jim Bone, because who wants local flavor? And granted, I wasn't a huge fan of Jim Bone to begin with, but having the canned stuff come in was terrible. And that was it. So most places, you go to a radio station now, you're a board op, you're doing 6 jobs for the price of half of a job. It's a skeleton crew at most of these places, and it's bad. It's just bad in the radio business right now. And the people who run the radio business are continuing to run it in the ground. They don't know how to fix it. Bryce Young on 3rd and 6, he's going to throw, and that is going to be caught, and I think the forward progress is going to give him to the first down. And indeed it is. Tommy Trumbull's going to get the first down, 7-yard gain, gets it to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, Carolina Panthers, as they've got a bit of a drive going here. Paul says, you have a great radio voice. Thank you very much. Again, I got the job at 97.9X due to a "Do you want to be a DJ" contest that the production, the program manager there at the time was running. Whoa, look at this. Tate McMillan with the reception. 1st down again, 13-yard pass, and they are now in Rams territory. For the first time all game are the Panthers. 1st and 10 from the Rams 44-yard line. I remember I went in for like the first round of the contest where we did on air, because you had to submit your voice in, and they had to pick you, and then you went in to do an on air test with the program manager there, McKay, at the time, and he said one of the first things he says he remembers is as I was in the waiting room waiting to go in, I was talking with the receptionist, and the boss of the whole building from Citadel at the time. Oh, it's intercepted off of a tip. Oh, no. Disaster for the Panthers. Bryce Young threw over the middle. It looked like it was going to be caught. It was bounced off the hands, and it was intercepted. We have a flag down. It looks like it's going to stand. This might be taunting or something after the play. Unnecessary roughness on the Panthers after the play. Oh, it bounced. Okay. So it was just a bad throw because that bounced off of a Rams' hands. It looked like Lake should have had that. It bounced off of him and then intercepted by Durant. So that was kind of a double interception there. Kyron Williams, he's going to get 8 yards on that carry. 2nd and 2 coming up. Wilson Paul in the chat says bad luck on the tip. Well, to be fair, it was a tip that it should have been intercepted on the first hand by Lake. Then it bounced off of Lake hands and went into Durant's hands. So either way, that ball was destined to be intercepted on that particular play. When I used to visit, there used to be a radio station here in New York I used to visit a bunch. And, whoa, what a one-handed catch by, is that Parkinson? Yes, it was. Parkinson, the tight end. Hell of a one-handed catch. And that's going to be good for 15 yards as the Rams have it all the way down at the Carolina 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rams. Yeah, the carts were still around, like in that turn of the century, turn of the millennium time. They still had carts there. By the time I started working, everything was on the computer. Everything. There was nothing. There was no carts we had to put in for the commercials, no carts for sound effects, nothing. Everything was on the computer. So that just shows you how because I started working at 97.9X in 2011. So in just honestly like 10 years from seeing what radio stations in New York had, which were literal carts that they were still using, to just full on, you didn't see a cart anywhere there. It was all on computer. What a difference that was. And yeah, so that was it, man. When I went in for the contest, as it were, which I didn't win, by the way. I still got a job there, which was nice. Apparently the big boss of the place went in to go see the program manager, McKay, and told him, boy, you got to hear the pipes on this guy. So my voice has carried me a long way. That's probably one of the reasons why I got the job, even though I didn't get the job, was just simply because of my voice. Because, I mean, got a face for radio, baby. But yeah, it was I'll never forget that. When I walked in, because I remember they asked me to come in to, I think it was McKay's like, hey, come into the studio. This was all after the contest. So after the contest, they named the other winner. It was like, oh, well, shit, didn't get it. Oh, well, what are you going to do? And I got a call from McKay. He said, hey, listen, I know we're like looking for like graphics and people to work on graphics. Why don't you come in, bring a little portfolio, bring some graphics, whatever you have, come in. So I was like, all right, yeah, sure. So I went in there. I brought my little thing of graphics. I was like, yeah, maybe I could be a graphics guy here. Maybe if I just sit here long enough, they'll put me on the air, or, I can worm my way in to do something. Maybe I can work on a recorded piece or something. I remember going in and I sat down with the big boss. And he started talking to me, and I found out real quickly I wasn't there for any kind of graphic stuff. They were there to say, "Oh no, we're gonna pick you up. You're gonna be a part timer, and to fill in on shifts and do weekend shifts." And I remember everything was fine. I shook hands. Thank you very much. He told me to work on my Jersey accent, which I never did. And I remember getting back into the elevator afterwards. And when I got into the elevator, I nearly passed out. Was I had gotten to the point where I got to a point that I never thought I'd reach. That I was actually going to be working in radio, which was my lifelong dream. I always wanted to work as a professional in a radio station, and I was doing it. And I nearly passed out in the elevator. I had a full-on just moment, So, as much as I complain about radio now and everything like that, I still, they can't take that away from me. Like that was something that happened in my life, and I got to do something that people rarely do in their life. 6-yard gain there by Kyron Williams on 1st and 10, 2nd and 4 upcoming. I got to live a dream. I got to speak on a microphone to a radio audience, and I mean, Wilkes-Barre's a decent size. Wilkes-Barre's great. It's a decent sized market. It was a decent sized station. It was a 50,000 watt station. So I got to live a dream, and they can't take that away. So 14-20 here in the second quarter as it just started here. Hand off to Kyron Williams, and he's going to get stopped only after about a yard gain or so. They're going to give him 2 yards, actually. 3rd and 2 coming up from the Carolina 17. Teodoro Jansen in the chat. He says, I worked in radio and they just changed to digital when I got in. They used to paste record film and do mixes using nail paint. Oh yeah, the old clear varnish and shit. Yeah. I know those tricks. My brother went to school at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting way back in the day. Throw over the middle, caught by Puka. He's going to get it down to the 10 first, and it's probably going to be first and goal, and it is first and goal for the Rams at the 10-yard line. Like those old ones, and you see the old degossers. They still had those at the radio station. They were all in the back room and shit. But the ones they used to use to demagnetize the tape so you could just reuse the tape. We had those as well. That's the same thing they told me, Paul. They said, listen, when you oh, actually no, that's not true. When I was doing the when I was doing it, because there was like some people were having issues. Kyron Williams with a 5-yard run and gets it down to the 5-yard line. Second and goal from the 5. People were saying I have a heart. The other people that I was with in that particular group that got hired, they were like, I feel weird talking to nobody. And I think that was kind of the feeling amongst those people. And the advice that we were given, and advice that I actually like, is don't think that you're talking to nobody, because sometimes that can actually trip you up worse than if you think you're talking to a bunch of people. Think that you're talking to an audience, a regular audience. Think of like a theater. Oh, Puka breaks all the tackles. They tried to bring him down, and Puka would not be denied. That is a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen, for the Rams, as they are about to go up 13-0, and with the extra point, it will be 14-0. Nothing is guaranteed when it comes to the kicking game, though. Not this year in the NFL, as we know. So that's it. When I was at radio, they told me, like, pretend you're talking to a theater audience. Make sure you know that you think you have people there that you're talking to, so it doesn't seem as silly. And that, I mean, I was fine with doing that anyway. Like, that's because there is sometimes where you feel like you're talking or you're doing something, and it's like, this seems silly, like, as you're doing it. But if you're doing it as part of a performance, you gotta act like you're performing, even if you're performing in front of nobody, in front of nothing. So I enjoyed it. Like, again, it's something they can't take away. That I got to live a dream. Life has been a nightmare since, but hey, doesn't matter. For now, life is but a dream. Hey, bot in the chat, how dare you use Pecan's Taylor Swift heart emoji to try to lure us into your illegal streams? No, sir. You get to go. Goodbye. 12:16 remaining. Hey, make a wish. 12:16 remaining here in the second quarter. Rams 14, Panthers nothing. Game looks like it might be going the way that some people might have thought. A 1,000%, Paul. Yeah. You're having a conversation with people. You're not making an announcement. It's not the school announcements. It's not anything like that. You're having a conversation. Pretend you're having a conversation on the mic. Because that's the other thing, too. If you really stop and think about it, sometimes when you're having a conversation with people, friends, people you know, in the bit of a conversation, you'll say things or you'll do things that, taken out of context, look really silly and really dumb. But in that moment, makes sense. And it's kind of the same thing with radio. Even though you're talking to nobody, if you're having a conversation with people you think you know, group of friends, audience, a stand-up thing, whatever, if you feel like you're in that kind of environment, a casual environment, all of a sudden it comes flowing out a little a little bit better, a little bit more natural. And yeah, so that I agree with that 100%, 1,000%. Yeah, you don't announce, you converse when it comes to wanting to do that, which is why, I always wanted to do more talk radio than just be a DJ. I didn't mind being a DJ. I wouldn't mind being, a DJ that talked a little bit more than playing the music. But I always enjoyed talk radio. Like I said, I always liked Opie and Anthony. I always liked Scotty Farrell. I always liked, WFAN. I always liked Don Imus, things like that, Grant in the chat says, hey, Panthers can come back. They absolutely can. This is not, again, we're still very early in the second quarter. There's 12-16 left. They just kicked the ball off. So there's still tons of time here. So the Panthers can 1,000% come back, Grant. By the way, thank you so much for joining us. Grant and Teodoro Jansen in the chat. Two new guys there in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. If you like anything about this channel, don't know why you would, but if you do, hit that like button, hit that share button, let the world know that we exist. And, of course, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. 2nd and 7 coming up now from the 38 after a 3-yard run from Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard. I don't know why I said that weird. Chuba Hubbard on first down gets himself a 3-yard run. Paul looks like he might disagree. He says the Panthers are in trouble, especially if the Rams decide to pin their ears back on that pass rush. Could be. We'll see what happens here. 2nd and 7. Bryce Young, he's going to roll out to his left, throws down the field, caught! That's going to be a first down. Jalen Coker again bailing out Bryce Young. Gets 15 yards on the completion. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 from the Rams' 47-yard line. Move the chains. First down, Panthers. Paul says, I worked full-time near Disney cleaning pools, 50 hours a week, and drove to Daytona Beach at night 3 nights a week to do radio school. It's amazing. I did that drive 3 times. It's amazing when you're younger the things that you'll do and put yourself through to do what you think you need to do. Oh, what another completion. Tate McMillan this time. And all of a sudden, looks like the Panthers might be cooking. Looks like the Panthers might be cooking. Another 14-yard pass here from Young to McMillan. It's going to put the ball down at the 33-yard line for the Rams. For the Panthers. Sorry about that. Grant says, long game. Anything can happen. Very true. And there's a lot of time. It's not like it's over. Especially if the Panthers get something on this drive. Even a field goal still keeps them in the game. Bryce throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. That's going to be another first down for the Panthers. This time it's down at the 11-yard line as they are now in the red zone. 22-yard pass. You know what that means. 22. We got to see Taylor. Hey, Taylor. Anytime there's a 22 or 13 mentioned, you're going to see our girl up there. You know how it goes here on Stay Tuned Sports. Big Taylor fans here. 1st and 10 from the 11. The Panthers can get a first down without getting a touchdown at the half-yard line. Hand off to Chuba. Chuba, he's going to stay on his feet, gets it down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and 3 from the 4. Paul in the chat says, over the middle is open for every team in the NFL on almost every play. Kind of. Also, I think I say over the middle far too much, but I didn't go to announcer school. Bryce Young getting rushed, just tosses it into the end zone. It falls. Incomplete. 3rd and 3 upcoming. Rams defense dialed up the pressure on that particular play. Panthers 2 for 4 on 3rd down conversions today. They've got 3rd and 3 here. Bryce is in shotgun. He's going to pull it down, gets pressure, throws, incomplete. They were looking for Xavier Legette, but they're going to get him for pass interference. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1. Well, yeah, he's kind of holding them. I mean, I don't like to defend, the flags or the pass interference flags as much as I hate them, but when they're warranted, they are warranted. So 1st and goal from the 1 for the Panthers. Can the Rams defense hold, or will the Panthers get on the board? 8:55 remaining in the second quarter. Bryce under center. And in motion. Takes the snap. Hand off Chuba Hubbard, and he's in. Touchdown. Carolina Panthers. And they have cut this lead in half with an extra point, obviously, coming up here. Paul says, hey, Grant, good call. We got ourselves a game. Indeed, it's the playoffs, baby. Of course we got ourselves a game. Snap, hold, kick is going to squeak in there through the upright, and it's good. And we have ourselves a game here, ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles Rams. With 8:53 remaining in the second quarter, have a 14-7 lead over the hometown Carolina Panthers. Rams will be getting the ball next here. Can they answer? Or will the Panthers defense hold and give them a shot to tie the game? We're going to find out coming up here in just a moment. Thank you for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. Enjoying our time together on this wild card weekend. We got the Packers and the Bears upcoming at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock? I don't know why I said that. A little bit of the jersey came out, I suppose. 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. Local time is local to you, whatever that may be. So that would be 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 in the beautiful Pacific West Coast of these United States of America. If you're not in the United States and want to watch the games at that point, with those time zones, I don't know. Because Alaska would be 4, Hawaii would be 3. Why'd you get that good primetime games in Hawaii at 3 o'clock? That's good. The downside with it is, like, you have to wake up at, like, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock on Sundays to watch, what is it? Because there's 1, 12, 11, 10, like 8. Okay, so it's like 8 o'clock in the morning on a regular Sunday. You'd have to wake up to watch football, which I'm fine with. Do 8 a.m. football in Hawaii. And then that's the other thing, too. You got to think about it. Your primetime games are over before 6:30. Yeah, the rest of the night to just hang out and do shit. That's living. Living in Hawaii, not only is it great for that, but it's great for your broadcast schedule as well. And I also hear they have fantastic meth. No, that's fine. I know they love their spam though, and that's kind of that I will fuck with the Hawaiians with, man. Spam, let's go. Give me spam everything. I just watched a thing on YouTube the other day. Somebody was making their own homemade spam at like a Hawaiian restaurant. Because, they just love spam over there. So he made his own like restaurant-made artisanal spam. It's like, yo, I will get down with that. Let's go. I'm a big spam guy. Big spam guy. Love it. Fried up. Like, I think some people get weirded out because it's like, ew, I gotta eat it all the time. Like, first of all, don't eat it cold. Even though it is cooked, you could eat it cold. Don't eat it cold. What are you doing? That would make you a psychopath. No, you got to fry that sucker up in a frying pan and get it all nice and crispy. You put that on a nice egg sandwich, or just a regular sandwich. You can just do a regular spam and cheese, or spam, whatever. Just so good, so good. Especially if you get it like nice and extra crisp, kind of like Taylor ham. Let's go. Let's go. And they're going to have another ball holder out there since it is apparently a bit windy. Got some weather there in Charlotte, North Carolina. Got some weather up here currently. It's raining like shit up here in northern New Jersey. But right now, this kick is going to go into the end zone, and the Rams will go ahead, kneel it down, and they'll get it at the 35-yard line. I hate that they turned like the NFL awards into just like another Hollywood award show. Like award shows suck anyway. Now that they've done that to like football, they did it to my. Look how they massacred my boy. Handoff to Williams on first down. And that's going to be 5. Nope, not Williams. That's Corum who got it. Never mind. That's a screw up by me. I do that a lot. But either way, 5 yards gained by Corum and the Rams. 2nd and 5 from the 40. Paul says it was 80 degrees here today. Too warm for my... Yeah, no. Sorry, nope, can't do it. The only 80 I want to hear is the 80 inches of snow that Juneau had over in Alaska. That's what I want. That's where I want to live. Oh, we've got flags before the snap. Ball start on the Rams. Crafty! Great to see you, buddy. Says the difference in the game so far has been the Panthers receiver, who inexplicably. I can't talk today, ladies and gentlemen, which is bad because that's kind of the only job I have here. The difference in the game so far is that the Panthers receiver, who inexplicably stopped his route. There we go. I got that one. We got another flag down here. It was looking like that was Devontae Adams there who got a reception, but what's the flag? Oh, yeah, they say he lined up. He lined up in the neutral zone. Can't do that. Can't do that. So now they went from 2nd and 5 to in 2 plays, 2nd and 15. Oh, no. 7:36 and counting here in the second quarter. Rams facing a 2nd and 15. Stafford, he steps back. He throws a deep ball, wide open, caught. And with that, that's a 36-yard pass to Tyler Higbee. First down Rams at the Panthers' 34-yard line. Holy shit. Just when you think the Panthers might be, oh boy, this could be the turning point. Matthew Stafford, Tyler Higbee. They say, not today. First down Rams. Lloyd in the chat says, P.S., let's go Rams. He says, here, but I'm not here for long. My mom's watching this. At my mom's watching this. She's making lasagna, and I offered to help her. He's chasing my niece and nephews around with brothers and sisters. Dude, yeah, absolutely. Family takes precedent, and that's fantastic that you're making lasagna with your mom. With the old nonna. Gabagool. Very good. Yeah. Dude, have fun with your family. Have fun chasing the nieces and nephews, scaring the shit out of them, making your brothers and sisters you mad at you. That's fine. 1 yard on that particular play. 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Rams, and that's going to be a timeout. So the Rams call their first timeout. 6:15 remaining. Lloyd in the chat says, I'm sorry, Paul in the chat says, Lloyd, have fun. Miss spoiling my nieces and nephews for sure. When I go to Indiana once a year, I take them to a Colts game. Is that really spoiling, though? The last couple of years, anyway, Paul? That's like me. Oh, I love my nieces and nephews so much. Come on, guys. We're going to go to the MetLife Stadium and watch the Giants game. God, no, please, Uncle John, no. 2nd and 9. Throw it on, and that's going to be caught by Puka. Gets a good chunk of yardage there, 4-yard gain. Not a good chunk of yardage, but it's enough. It makes it 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 4 from the 28-yard line. Carrots and celery and lasagna? I've never heard anybody doing that. And cottage cheese instead of ricotta? I think every Italian here in North Jersey is just grabbing their pitchforks, and they're on their way down. Stafford, he throws. Jump ball caught by Devontae, but I believe he was out of bounds. He was 4th and 3. Hell of an attempt by Devontae. He went up there and got that, climbed that ladder. But he did not come down inbounds, even close. Not even a foot. So 4th and 4. Looks like the Rams will attempt a field goal here. Lord, listen, you can say it's traditional lasagna, and believe that's fine. You can say whatever you want. Cottage cheese, celery, and carrots in lasagna is it's on site. If you give me a slice of lasagna and it's got all of those elements in it, we're gonna have words. We're having words. Paul says, I use my credit card cashback money I earned for the year. I usually get about $2K in free money a year with my Capital One card. Oh, this is all of a sudden turned into a Capital One commercial. Paul says, hey, you get that cashback from Capital One. You should be listening. Taylor Swift's on it. Jennifer Garner's on it. They know what they're talking about. These people, these celebrities, they know what they're talking about with their Capital One cards. I have never had a credit card. I don't think I ever will. I think I actually don't have credit. Like, I think I'm at legitimately zero because I just never built any credit. I've never had a credit card. I've never used a credit card. Never had a credit card in my name. Nothing like that. I was always afraid of debt. I was always afraid of what happens to people with credit cards, and I was just like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those weirdos. I don't drive. I don't like getting behind the wheel of a car. I don't like credit cards. I don't like the whole idea of credit or debt or any of that shit. Like, I just know. There's probably a reason why I only have 17 cents in my bank account. I don't have a job, and I'm kind of a loser. That's probably, where there's a lot of that goes into it. Crafty in the chat says, if the Rams win, what is the likelihood that we get a Rams-Hawks rematch in the divisional? I would say, because let's see, that would mean was the Niners are facing the Eagles. So let's say the Niners win. If the Niners win and the Packers win, if either the Niners or Packers win, you're not going to get that. You got to, if you want Rams Seahawks for the divisional, then the Eagles would have to beat the 49ers and the Bears have to beat the Packers, which is not unlikely. It's not unlikely. Again, I picked San Francisco to beat the Eagles. If that happens and the Bears win, then you got Rams versus Bears and Niners versus Seahawks again. Yeah. Kick is away. Oh, by the way, they did score 17 points there. I don't know what I got lost in the sauce there, ladies and gentlemen. It is 17. It's 17-7. After the field goal was good for the Rams. We just got off talking on lasagna and shit. Next thing you know, I'm a derelicting my duties here. Licking duties. The dumb channel. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports, and it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 24-yard line after the kickoff. The field goal, again, was good from their fat-ass kicker from the Rams. Rams with a 10-point lead, 17-7. Panthers have 5:19 on the clock here, 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff here to Rico Dowdle, and that's going to be good for 8 yards, 2nd and 2. Reggie says, you lost in the sauce like you were Johnny. I wasn't lost. There was not that much sauce in which I was lost in. Let's be honest. Not there yet. Not there yet. Maybe after the 8 o'clock game. Maybe during the 8 o'clock game. Might be lost in the sauce. If Jimbo's in the chat and Alicia's in the chat, you never know what can happen. We'll have a repeat of last Saturday. Never know. Jimbo swears he's not going to. But sometimes you get lost in the sauce. Hand off to Daddle. This time is not going to be as successful. He gets right back to the line. It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 32. Rams defense trying to get a 3 and out here with 4:20 left in the second quarter. Smoke him if you got it. A Darnold-Lawrence Super Bowl matchup would be such a trip, says Crafty in the chat. I don't disagree. I think going into this season thinking that was something that was possible, I don't think you'd have to be high to think that. Oh, no! Hubbard had it on his fingertips, and he had just wide open plastic carpet in front of him to get the first down. And instead, it's dropped, and the Panthers are going to have to punt the ball away, 3 and out. Oh. Dude, I know it's a bad throw. I know it's out in front of him, but you got to hold on to that one. It's not always going to be in the perfect position for you. So Sam Martin getting ready to punt the ball away with 3:55 remaining to the Rams. Can the Rams get another score before half? They get the ball first in the second half to the Los Angeles Rams. That rolls all the way down. Punt returner seems upset with himself, feeling like he should have went to get it or at least picked it up, and he did not. So there we go. Paul in the chat says Young is terrible. I don't know. I want to go that far. I think he's gotten better. Crafty says 4:20. That's the joke, Crafty. Crafty says that Chuba Hubbard has Wes Welker fingertips. Wes Welker was decent for his time. What Wes Welker did with the Dolphins and then the Patriots, I mean, he put in some work. Good on Welker. Got a lot of rings, too. Oh, Wes got a lot of wings for Wes Welker. Well, Welker got a lot of wings. He's got so many wings. You know, it's pretty cool. We get all the wings there. You know, sometimes it's just a small guy on the Patriots, but I catch the pitch from Tom Brady all the time, so that's pretty cool if you think about it. Really, that is pretty cool. I don't know why I made Wes Welker sound like a weep, but who knows why we do the things we do, ladies and gentlemen. Not to get philosophical with you here. But thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, and we're watching along here with Wild Card Weekend. First game of the weekend, obviously, here, the Rams and the Panthers. Rams currently 17-7 over the Panthers, 3:41. They have the ball. They're going to have it on their own 12-yard line, which, if you look at that, is kind of serendipitous, if you will, since Puka's number is now 12. So maybe this is a sign that Puka Nacua is going to score for the Los Angeles Rams on this drive. Could be, if you're looking into superstitions, signs from beyond, from the ethereal plane, from the supernatural. Matthew Stafford, 8 of 9 for a $114, as you can see there on your screens. Yeah, a touchdown there, too. Bryce Young, again, they both have the same amount of yardage. Bryce Young is 10 of 17 for 114. Both have 114 yards passing. Bryce has the one interception. Yeah, it's a 3-yard gain there for Kyron Williams. 3 or 4. They're going to mark it as 4. 2nd and 6 upcoming from the 15.5-yard line or so. Stafford, he's going to throw that ball away. He just throws that deep into the sidelines. 3rd and 6 upcoming. Couldn't find anybody open. Didn't see anything he liked, so he got rid of it. Carolina defense trying to hype up the crowd here on 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 6. Stafford is in shotgun, and I see the feet of Sean McVay up at the top, and they are going to call a timeout. That's going to be the 2nd timeout for the Ramalama Ding Dongs. Oh, big throw here from Stafford. Down the field, just overthrows Devontae Adams. We got a overthrow here in Carolina, and it's going to be the Rams having the punt, which still lots of time left on the clock here. By the way, there's another offensive line injury for the Panthers. Robert Hunt is now questionable to return with a pec injury. So that's both Ekwonu and now Robert Hunt out for the Panthers' offensive line. Crafty says, what a overthrow. I love that I'm going to use that as the adjective for every time somebody overthrows. It's just a overthrow. Oh, no! A fumble punt return, and the Rams have it. Oh! Disaster for the Panthers. Oh, no. Oh, it bounced right off his tits. He didn't grab it, and the Rams were there to swallow it up. Oh, disaster class for the Panthers on this special teams. Oh, right off the face mask. Wasn't even off the tits. It was off the face mask onto the ground. Oh, no. Is that Etienne back on the coverage? Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. And the Rams, there to capitalize on another Panthers mistake. So now that's 2 turnovers on the game, 1 on a punt in which the returner there, Etienne, just let the ball bounce off his face mask, and obviously the earlier interception by Bryce Young. So 1st and 10 for the Rams, new life on the Carolina 41-yard line. Crafty says the Panthers woke up today and chose self-immolation. Look at you and the big words. Big word, Crafty. I like that. Haven't heard that since the Vietnam War. Hand off to Corum. That's going to be good for 7 yards. Sets up the Rams at the 34-yard line of the Panthers. 2:28 and counting remaining. Rams have one timeout plus the 2-minute warning. I was going to say, I don't know how many kind of free possessions that you want to give Matt Stafford here. Yeah, it's going to be a handoff here to Corum, and he's going to get it all the way down to the 25.5-yard line. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. Rams 17, Panthers 7. Rams are driving 1st and 10 now at the Carolina 26. When they come back from the 2-minute warning, we will see what the Rams can do with one timeout. That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe that. I can't believe it. Yeah, get your FanDuel playoff mode. Let me see here. Pulling up just some things. Trying to see if there's any NFL news or something happening right now. I can pass along right now. All we know is that the Panthers have those two offensive linemen who are currently well, Iquanu is out. They have quickly marked him out and said he is out and not coming back. Robert Hunt is listed as questionable with a pec injury, but he is still currently not in the game. I got to tell you, man, I don't know, man. I'm not sold on the Eagles. I am not sold on the Eagles. Play action from Stafford out of the 2-minute warning. Throws it to Kyron Williams out of the backfield. He's going to knife and slice and dice his way to a first down, but we got a flag. What do we got here, Mr. Official? What do we got here, Mr. Official? Illegal block in the back on the Rams. So now 1st and 20 after the 10-yard penalty. 1:50 remaining. Stafford, he's going to be a handoff here. Williams, he gets a couple yards back there. You said it was a 7-yard run, 2nd and 13. Panthers took a timeout. They're trying to save some time for themselves to see if they could do something, if they can hold the Rams here. They hand it off again on 2nd and 13 and get no yardage back. A little pushing and shoving here. A little violence after the play there. It's only going to be 1 yard there for Corum. 3rd and 12 upcoming. And the Panthers will now take their second timeout. Panthers fans in full voice, trying to help the defense. 3rd and 12. Stafford throws. That's going to be caught by Higbee. He's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. 4th and 3 from the 19. Do you go for it or do you kick a field goal? Carolina is going to take their final timeout. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? See you in the chat. Thank you so much. Great to see you there, Brandon Schutz. Almost looks like it's supposed to be like Brandon Chusets. Great to see you in the chat, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining us here at Stay Tuned Sports for 4th and 3. Rams are going for it. Stafford pulls it down. He's getting blitzed. He's going to pull it down. He looks. He throws. Incomplete. He might have been able to run for that. But that's going to be incomplete, so 1:31 remaining. And the Panthers are going to get the ball back, and let's see if they can do something here. They have no timeouts. Who's ahead? Who we got here? We've got the Rams. They are leading 17-7 over the Panthers. However, the Panthers just got themselves a defensive stop on 4th and 3, deep in their own territory. They now have 1st and 10 at their own 19. With 1:31 remaining, can they get something done here before the half? The Rams will get the second half kickoff. So even a field goal here for the Panthers would be advantageous. 1st and 10. Handoff to Dowdle. He's going to lose a yard. 2nd and 11 upcoming. Clock all the way down to 104, and they snap it. Bryce Young throws deep. Ball incomplete. And they're going to throw a flag. Gracie says expecting Stafford to run is like expecting James Harden to try. I mean, even him, as old and slow as he is, I think he would have made that. They do call Quentin Lake for pass interference on a pass that looked like it might have been uncatchable. But is what it is. That's the 7th flag of the game. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 47-yard line. A 28-yard penalty. Bryce throws open. Oh, no, all the way down to the 16 of the Rams, Jalen Coker. I was trying to see who got that. That was Coker down the left side. Perfectly thrown ball by Bryce. Had him in stride. And there, 25, 20, 15, and then out at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10. Panthers. 53 seconds left. Clock stopped with the out of bounds. So in the red zone, the Panthers, they have flipped the script here rather quickly. He's looking for Xavier Legette. Did not get him. You might have been able to throw a flag on that one, too. They do not. 2nd down with 49 seconds left. Second and 10 from the 16. Bryce Young, he throws it. Trying to go back shoulder there to Dowdle, who didn't even turn around. That might have been a miscommunication there. 3rd and 10. Now for the Panthers. They're in a great position here. Can they take advantage of it? Bryce Young, he's going to pull it down. After getting the pressure, he's got wide open field, and that's going to be a touchdown, Panthers. Bryce Young runs it through. He says, forget it. I'll do it myself. 16-yard touchdown. And just like that, the script has been flipped. The flipped has been script. What am I even talking about? A 28-yard pass interference penalty. A big pass down the left side of the field to Jalen Coker. And then a 16-yard touchdown run from Bryce Young after the Rams defensive front over-pursued in the backfield. And you have yourself there the recipes for a 17-13 and now 17-14 game as the Panthers get the extra point. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, as was said earlier in this very chat room, got a game. Oh, yeah, Carolina could come back. Those were the words. Who said that exactly? Who was that? Grant. That was our boy Grant. Using the chat here, says, hey, long game. Anything can happen. And here we are seeing indeed. We thought after that punt drop, boy, that could have been it. The Rams could have been up 24-7 going into halftime. Could have had all that happening. Instead, what do we have? We have a 17-14 game after the stop on 4th and 3. Well, if you look at how Bryce Young ran it, but very Mahomes-like if you look at that. Crafty in the chat channeling his inner Chris Collinsworth. Oh, the kickoff is away with 37 seconds left. It's going to bounce at the 11. Oh, no, it bounced before then. It didn't get there, so that's going to get the ball to the 40. Ooh, Rams might be able to do something here. 37 seconds left and one timeout. So now from their own 40, the Rams, 1st and 10, Stafford back. He's going to throw. That's going to be caught. Devontae Adams catches that down at the Carolina 46-yard line. Clock is, they're going to take the final timeout, are the Rams. Crafty in the chat says the Panthers just simply cannot stop shooting themselves in the foot. They have made many mistakes here. As we see the Panthers cheerleaders in the background. Hi, ladies. How are you? Looking great. Doing a great job. Love the routine. So 1st and 10 from the 46 of the Panthers. 31 seconds. 31. Stafford takes the snap. He's going to throw. He was looking for Puka. Did not find him. Just out of the reach of his outstretched arm there. 2nd and 10. 27 seconds remaining. Devontae, boy, that should have been defensive holding. Based on how they've been calling games all year, that should have been defensive holding. I don't know why all of a sudden wanted to talk like that with the base. Stafford throws over the middle. Arm was hit as he threw. Incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. 22 seconds. Oh, Stafford's grabbing his hand. Oh, he hit it when he threw it, and it might be hurt. Did he hit helmet? No, he hit elbow. He hit the elbow of a Panther. But it looks like he might have screwed up his fingers, maybe? I don't know, yeah. Oh, no. By the way, there is 22 seconds left. That's why we're going to see the beautiful and lovely Taylor Swift on our screen. How you doing, Taylor? It's good to see you. 3rd and 10. Stafford looks, throws towards the end zone. Oh, it's off the hands of Puka. He had it. He had it. And instead it falls incomplete. 4th and 10. Puka doesn't drop balls like that. That's crazy. Rams have to punt the ball away. And so it's going to be 1st down for the Panthers at their own 15-yard line where the punt went out of bounds. Sorry, 17 is where they're going to mark it. 8 seconds left. This feels like just a kneel and go into halftime situation. And indeed, that is exactly what happens there as Bryce Young kneels on it. Victory formation. It's not victory formation, but that's what they call it. Anyway, halftime, ladies and gentlemen. The Panthers trail by 3 against the Rams, 17-14. It's been an interesting first half. How will the second half go? Rams get the ball first, and we will see that coming up. As for me right now, I got to jump and make some coffee. You go do the same. Grab yourself a beverage. Go take a dump. Go take a piss. Go do whatever you need to do during this halftime break. We'll see you again in just a couple of, apparently about 12 minutes is what this is saying until halftime comes back. So we will see you then. All right, we're back just a little late for the third quarter. Davante Adams tries to get a pass on 1st and 10. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 35. The kickoff was a touchback, by the way. Stafford on 2nd and 10. He's throwing towards Davante Adams again. And that's going to be incomplete. Defensive play made there by Horn. The J.C. Horn? Yeah. So now 3rd and 10 from the 35. Sidearm throw. Tried Davante Adams on 3 attempts. Incomplete. And the Rams are going to punt 3 and out to start the second half. That is not how you wanted to start the second half, especially kind of how you ended the first. But there we go. Kick is away. Oh, it's a bit bobbled on the fair catch down at about the 12-yard line. They're going to mark it at 13. I don't know why he was standing at 12. But, boy, he had another little bobble there. It's like, oh, maybe don't have Etienne back there to catch your ball. Again, off the face mask. I don't know I don't know. Does he need LASIK? Is he having a problem with the farsightedness, nearsightedness, something like that? I don't know. But that's the second kick to bounce off of his face mask already. He lost one, almost lost that one. And now we have 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 13-yard line. 13-yard line, by the way. There we go. How you doing, Taylor? Nice to see you. 13s and 22s. We get to see the lovely Taylor Swift on our screen. 1st and 10. Bryce Young, he's going to roll out to his left, and he's going to pull it down, and he's going to run, slides down after a gain of about 9. And it's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 22. So they went from the 13 to the 22. Guess who gets to stay on the screen? Ha-ha. I like how that works. Where's our boy Pecan? He loves when Taylor graces our screen here. 14:09 remaining here in the third quarter as we've just started the second half. Rams went 3 and out with their first possession. 3 pass attempts to Davante Adams, 3 incompletions. 2nd and 1 coming up here for the Panthers from the 22. Bryce Young is going to hand off, and that's going to be a first down by Chuba Hubbard. Gain of about 5 yards. First down. Carolina Panthers. Look at him, 6 yards on that gain. Gets it down to the 28-yard line. Landman in on the tackle. Hey, there's Pecan with the tail hurt. Great to see you, Pecan. Thank you so much for joining us. First and 10, 28. Bryce Young takes a snap, play action, throws. They just kind of skips that across the middle. Incomplete. He was getting pressured by the Rams. He's laughing at Curl and Verse, who were the 2 Rams that were in on him there. That is something here for the Panthers to have 2 turnovers in this game and have turnovers the way they did, and to still only be down by 3 with the ball currently here early in the second half with a chance to tie or take the lead in this game is pretty incredible. Oh, there's a blitz on Bryce. He spins away, throws, and just throws that out of bounds. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Panthers. Miami Dolphins have completed their interview with Clint Kubiak for their head coaching position. Bryce Young's in shotgun. Boy, right as the play clock hit 0, they snapped the ball. Throws over the middle. Is that caught? Tate McMillan holds on to it. It was a wonky bit of a throw there, and I wasn't sure if he was going to get it, but he did. 16-yard pass. That play had mess written all over it. They didn't get the ball snapped until the clock hit 0 on the play clock. The pass looked off. Everything looked off. But still, Tate McMillan catches it. 16 yards, first down, Panthers. Hand off to Chuba. As I hiccup here, sorry about that. Chuba gets 5 yards on the carry. 2nd and 5. Right just before midfield. They're right at the 49-yard line. Panthers have to get to the Rams 46 for a first down. That's another handoff to Chuba Hubbard, but he's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage and no further. 3rd and 5. Rams defense coming up big there. There was a little bit of a over pursuit there from one of the players coming off the edge, but the run defense was able to stand tough, stiffen up, and get no gain. 3rd and 5, 11-19 and counting remaining here in the third quarter here. You're watching along with us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King here on Super Wildcard Weekend. First game of the weekend here, Rams and Panthers. Oh, we got to jump. We got to jump. So this is a free play down the field, incomplete, but that's going to be offsides on the Ramalama Ding Dongs. And it should, like I said, it was 3rd and 5. 5-yard penalty should make it. We'll see. They might have to measure. Maybe they'll have to do the special super-duper measurement tool. Well, they're going to call it first down anyway. And that was our 8th flag of the game, as you can see in our flag counter there. We count all flags, not just penalties. We count all flags, even if they're picked up, even if they're declined, even if it's offsetting. Whatever it is, we count all the flags because each flag is an affront to the Lord our God, I think. I don't know. It's just an affront to me as watching football. Hand off to Chuba. Chuba is going to get 2, maybe 3 yards on that particular penalty. I mean, on a particular run, sorry. They had already gotten 5 yards on the penalty. Wow, they give him 4 yards. I didn't think he got that much. 4 yards for Chuba on first down, 2nd and 6. My hair looks so good. I have like the Lord Farquaad hair. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. It's been growing out because I'm lazy. I used to be, I mean, if anybody remembers this channel from last year knows that I usually shaved my head. I'm usually a bald guy, but I got lazy and just had the hair grow. Now I kind of want to chop it all off again. Bryce Young throws out of the backfield to Chuba. Chuba is going to turn upfield, and he's going to get right to the first down marker. And that's going to be a gain of about 7. And that's going to be a first down for the Panthers. They keep the chains moving. They keep the ball moving. The ball is now at the Rams' 35-yard line. Oh, this Panthers offense, this Panthers team not going away like maybe some people thought they would, or like maybe some people even earlier in the game when the Rams were up 14-0. Thought maybe this was already done. Nah. It was 14-0. It's been 14-3 Panthers since. First down and 10, gain of about a yard. They're going to give them 2 yards on that one. I don't know why they either give an extra yard or they take away an extra yard when they spot, according to how I see it. I don't know why. It just does. Pecan says, you calling Green Bay Packers and the Bears? Yes, I am. I'm calling all playoff games are being called this year. Every single one. Doing the 2 tonight, doing 3 tomorrow, doing Monday night's game with the Texans and the Steelers. 2nd and 8. Another handoff to Chuba. This has been very Chuba heavy. Heavy Chuba heavy. But anyway, not a lot there. 2-yard run, 2nd and 8. I'm sorry, 1-yard run. 3rd and 7 coming up. I don't know why I said that. It was 2nd and 8. Now it's 3rd and 7. We'll see if we can get ELS into the chat for that Green Bay game. He might be a little too preoccupied. He might be a little too into it. We'll see. Bryce looks, throws, 3rd and 7. Oh! My man gets upended. Does Tommy Tremble. 4-yard gain. It's going to be 4th and 3. Upcoming from the 28. If I'm the Panthers, yeah, take the points, tie the game up. So here we go. To tie the game, Ryan Fitzgerald. Snap, hold, kick. It is up, and it is good. And the Carolina Panthers have tied this NFC wildcard matchup up at 17 apiece. The Rams 17, the Panthers 17. 7:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Rams get the ball next, see if they can do something with it. They went 3 and out in their first drive of the second half. Let's see if they can do something here. I will be right back in a second. And I'm back. Just bouncing around. It's what I do, baby. I'm just they call me the bouncer. Well, they don't call me. Well, I used to be a bouncer. I was a bouncer. So I guess technically they could call me a bouncer. In my much, much, much younger days, I was 18, 19, 20 years old. I was a bouncer. That's crazy. I look back at some of this stuff, and you think about things sometimes when you live, and you're like, man, I didn't really do anything in life. I've kind of had a boring life. When you actually stop and think about it, sometimes you realize you've had a You've done a lot more shit in life than you think you did. Like I said, I've been an on-air talent at a radio station. I've been a bar bouncer. I've been a receptionist. I've worked in call centers. I've worked as a grocery stocker. I worked at a greeting card factory. I worked as a travel booker for Travelocity. That's pretty cool. That was pretty awesome. Rams going to return that up to about the 30, I want to say. Yeah. And that's going to be first down for the Rams after the kickoff return to the 30-yard line. Look at that. I know what I'm talking about. It's rare. It's rare, but it does happen. I do know what I'm talking about eventually, sometimes, a little bit. First and 10, 7:23 remaining here in the third quarter. Rams have first and 10 from the 30. Trying to see if they can answer the Panthers, who just tied the game up with a field goal. 17-all here in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium. Handoff to Williams, and Williams is going to get 3 yards. 2nd and 7 upcoming. Kyron Williams, 8 carries for 40 yards so far in this game. Stafford walks up to the line. Play action. Goes over the middle. He's looking for Puka. He tried to reach for it, couldn't get it. That could have been intercepted. But it was not. Falls incomplete. 3rd and 7 for the Rams. Stafford is 0 for 4 in passing so far in this second half. Has that hitting his hand on the helmet at the end of the first half caused him some problems, caused him to be a little inaccurate. That's a tight spiral. It's a tight throw. It's just off the mark. So here we go. 3rd and 7. Oh, we've got an injured Panther on the field. Chirilos. Is that how you say his name? I don't know how to say any of these guys' names anymore. He was injured on the play. Claudin Chirilos, linebacker. As they're going to take a commercial break to take advantage of his pain and suffering so that they can go ahead and sell you movie trailers and probably some kind of sex pill. I have no idea. Find out if Banghorium is right for you. Has anybody been staying on top of that hockey rink for the Olympics in Italy? That is just looking absolutely atrocious. Like it was supposed to be completed like months ago. It's like they're still not done with it yet, but they have the ice down. They tried to have a test event from it's called the Italian Cup yesterday, and they had to stop the game and postpone it because there was a hole in the ice, and they tried to fix it with a watering can. Third and 7 coming up here for the Rams. We're back from the commercial break. Stafford's got trips to his left. He was in shotgun. He goes up to the line. He's calling out protections. He's got Williams in the backfield with him. He takes the snap. He looks. He throws. Finally gets a reception to Davante Adams, and Davante gets it down to the Panthers' 48-yard line. First down and 10 for the Rams. They do not go 3-and-out back-to-back drives. And Stafford has his first completion of the second half. 19-yard pass. Stafford does a couple of pump fakes. Now he's looking to throw, and it's incomplete. He's looking for Puka again. Did not like anything he saw, and then when he threw it, probably didn't like that either. Stafford on 2nd and 10 throws it to Williams out of the backfield. Good for about 5, I want to say there. Going to be 3rd and 5 again coming up here for the Rams. By the way, Adam Schefter saying that right tackle Zach Tom will be inactive tonight for the Packers game against the Bears. Just a little information there for everybody. Third and 5, Stafford and shotgun. Got trips to the right this time. Snaps the ball. Throws. Boy, he's got Davante open. Incomplete, and he took a shot. He took a shot, and there's a flag down. They might call that hitting a defenseless receiver. Because whatever that looked bad. That was maybe a bit of a hospital ball there from Stafford. Ooh, that is straight up helmet to helmet. And he led with the crown. He pointed the crown down. Holy shit, yeah. That is 1,000% personal foul. They'd throw that guy out of the game. That's why you wear mouthpieces, guys. That's a 15-yard penalty. And that's going to put the ball at the 28-yard line. That's 1,000% a penalty. I don't, listen, I know some people want to talk about, they don't let him hit anymore. This is such a terrible game. Listen, there's hard hits, and I want hard hits, and I want those to stay in the game. But that was a clear crown of the helmet drop, trying to hit him in the head. That was just clear. It's as clear as day. It wasn't an incidental helmet contact. It was he put the head down, and you saw it last second, put the crown down to hit him. 1,000% deserved penalty First and 10. About a 4-yard run there for Kyron Williams. 2nd and 6 upcoming from the 24. What do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm just talking out of my ass? Join us in the chat. Let me know. Be part of the community. Make sure when you come into the chat, you hit live chat and not top chat so you can see all the messages from all the members in the chat. 4:32 and counting remaining. Stafford under center. Play action to Williams. Throws to, is that supposed to be Parkinson? It was, but it's incomplete. 3rd and 6. Third straight third down here for the Rams. Rams are living on third down here, unfortunately, if you're a Rams fan. Trips to the left again here for Stafford. This is one of their, apparently they love having the trips. Stafford takes the snap. He looks, he's throwing backside towards the end zone. He was looking for Puka, and it was just bad route, bad throw, bad everything. Didn't work out. 4th and 6 from the 24. I would imagine that the Rams will kick a field goal here to try to take a 3-point lead. Not sure what they were looking for there. 42-yard attempt coming up here. Snap, hold. That is as straight down the middle as you can get, and the Rams retake the lead 20-17 here in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium against the Carolina Panthers. 4:17 remaining in the third quarter. Carolina got to get the ball back here. I Grow Fighting in the chat with the Wave. How you doing, I Grow Fighting? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. I'm here with you for all of Wild Card Weekend, every game. We got the Bears and Packers coming up next. Tomorrow, we started off with the Bills and Jaguars. Then we have the Niners and Eagles, ending up with the Chargers and the Patriots. And then, of course, on Monday night, we're going to have the Houston Texans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers from Heinz Field, otherwise known as Acrisure Stadium, but it's always going to be known as Heinz Field to me, to close out Wild Card Weekend. So strap in and have some fun. Grab yourself some snacks. Take the appropriate pee and poo breaks. You got, not every pee-pee time is poo-poo time, but every poo-poo time is indeed pee-pee time. So just remember that. You want to make sure that you wash your hands, have the appropriate snacks, have the appropriate beverages, and enjoy this football holiday. 5 straight days of great football. Well, of football. We had the 2 semifinal games for college football on Thursday and Friday. Then, we have this 3-day wild card weekend. Enjoy it while you have it. I Grow Fighting says playoffs on Monday. Wow. Yes, indeed. We got some playoffs on Monday. I'm not a big fan of the Monday night playoff game, but I don't spend billions of dollars to broadcast the games. So I don't spend any money to broadcast the games because I don't broadcast the games. I just sit here and talk along with it, much like a lot of other people on this platform do. Mike Lambo in the chat says, what happened to Rico? I don't know. Is he injured or did they just stopped giving him the rock? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't. They're just not giving him the rock. I don't know why, but that has been noticeable here. Mike Lambo brings up a very good point there. Is that, yeah, indeed. What happened? So will this now change for the Panthers? Will they move away from Chuba Hubbard? Will they? Again, I'm wondering if something happened with Rico. Does he have an injury that they're just not disclosing? Because they haven't said anything about him being questionable or not. Kickoff return to the 31. And that is where the Panthers will start off. Yeah, Mike Limbo says, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, is he in a doghouse or something? Like, I don't, because he had a couple carries earlier on in the game. He had a couple of receptions out of the backfield. Like, he was in the game. And now that you've brought it up, I was like, yeah, no, I have not seen him much since I want to say like halfway through the second quarter. Well, they threw a unsportsmanlike conduct on the Rams, I guess, on or after the kickoff. So I don't know what happened there, but either way, the Rams, they're going to get themselves great field position. Now, 1st and 10 on the 46 instead of the 31. Young throws out of the backfield. Speaking of Rico Dowdle, there he is. He gets the catch there, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards. Mike in the chat says they got to keep on going to McMillan. Tate McMillan has come up big a couple times in this game. I said he got 4 or 5 yards. They only gave him 2 yards? Where did I miss? Oh, because he was in the backfield when he caught it. So I was like, oh, I thought he got more. Oh, we got more. That's 2nd and 4. Yeah, what did they say? What were they say? 6-yard pass. Why the fuck did they say a 2-yard pass? I said there was a lot more there, man. Hand off to Dowdle, and he goes nowhere. It's going to be 3rd and 4. So maybe that's it too. Dowdle just, he does a good play. He has a good pass play there, and then he gets, And so 3rd and 4 from the Rams 48. They got to get to the 44 for a first down. Bryce Young in shotgun takes the snap. He's going to look. He throws over the middle, and that is knocked away. McCreary with the defense there for the Rams creates a 4th and 4. And it appears the Panthers are going to go for it here on 4th down. They are not getting off the field. They're saying, screw you. We're going for it. Can they convert here, or will it be a turnover on downs? We're going to find out here. 2:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Panthers already missed on 1 4th down in this game. Young's got trips to his right. He takes the snap. He was looking towards his left. Now he's facing pressure. Can't find anybody open. Now throws, and he just throws it away. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Rams get the ball at their own 48. 2nd turnover on downs in the game for the Panthers. 0 for 2 on 4th down. And the Rams will get the ball back in great field position. The Carolina had the ball in great field position, but were unable to capitalize on their serendipitous fortune from the unsportsmanlike conduct on the kickoff. So instead, now it is the Rams' ball right at midfield, right at the 48-yard line, their own 48-yard line. 52 yards to glory for the Rams. Can they convert? Can they put this game back to being a 10-point advantage, or will they fall short? Will they get at least a field goal? Will they get something on this drive, or will the Panthers' defense hold them and keep their team still alive in this wild card playoff game? It's going to be fun to see coming up here. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Again, we're here all wild card weekend long. Next up, we have the Packers and Bears from Soldier Field. Apparently, it's going to be very snowy there. Is it snowing there yet? I wonder. By the way, the Rangers lost today 10-2 to the Bruins. So I know I'm a Devils fan, and we lost 9-0 just the other day, but the Rangers had one more goal against them, so it makes me feel better. So Rangers suck, just in case anybody wants to know. Just thought I'd have to get that out there. Oh, it is snowing at Soldier Field. Oh boy, that is that's going to be playoff football right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's playoff football right there. Look at that. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun game to watch. I love weather games. I love weather games. Weather games are fun. .246 in the third quarter. Hand off to Corum, and he's going to get about 6 or 7. Don't say it. They're going to give him 6. 2nd and 4 from the 46 of the Panthers. Agro Fighting says, I haven't kept up with football in years when I'm trying to get back into it. That's fine. Hey, listen. Playoffs. Oh, no! Matthew Stafford gets absolutely crushed back at his own 45-yard line. That's a huge sack.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And now it is 3rd and 13. All the way back at the 45. And we got a 13. You know what that means? When we have a 13 or a 22 on this channel, we got to put the lovely, beautiful, amazing Taylor Swift up on the screen. As is tradition. So now here we go. 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13, depending on who you're looking at here. Stafford takes the snap in shotgun. He looks. He throws. Intercepted! Oh, no! Disaster! Disaster for the Rams. And the Panthers are right back into this. Not they were ever out of it. It's only a 3-point game. But when they had the turnover on downs and gave the Rams great field position, you thought maybe, just maybe, the Rams would start to pull away. But no, it's an interception. So both, now Bryce Young and Matthew Stafford have a pick in this game. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 38-yard line. Michael Jackson, Shimon, just went up there and grabbed that and said, Shimon. He snatched that ball out of the air like it was a child at Neverland Ranch. Unbelievable catch. An interception. 1st down, Panthers. Hand off to Chuba. Chuba, no yards on that one. They might give him half a yard and say 2nd and 9, but I do think it's going to be 2nd and 10. Pecan in the chat said, I picked the Panthers to win. Again, I don't think it was out of the question. The Panthers just won on Thanksgiving weekend. So it doesn't seem like it's, it wasn't out of the realm of possibility. Some people were acting as if it was beyond the pale that the Panthers could beat the Rams. It's like they literally just effing did it. What are you talking about? It's not beyond the pale. They certainly could do it. I picked the Rams. I didn't think they would. I thought it's hard to beat a team twice in a season. Oh, right down the middle. Caught, and he's got it on the run. Oh, he's going to be out right inside the 10-yard line. Jalen Coker, 1st and goal for the Panthers at the Rams 9, a 52-yard pass. Oh, my, 31 yards after catch by Jalen Coker. Caught it in stride and then was off to the races. He did a little stutter step, which might have actually cost him a touchdown. Oh, what a play. And now the Panthers have 1st and goal from the 9. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the 3rd quarter is going to end on that electric play from Bryce Young to Jalen Coker. Oh, the Panthers are going to start the fourth quarter with a chance to take the lead here, their first lead of the game, possibly coming up here in the fourth quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, since we have reached the fourth quarter, though, you will see the players, the coaches, the staff on the sidelines during these games. They'll throw the fours up once they reach the fourth quarter. Why do they do that? Because they're there. They're showing they're committed for all four quarters. So what do I ask from you? I ask from you, go into the chat. Throw up a 4 in there, whether it's the number 4, whether it's 4 tally marks, whether it's the Roman numeral 4, whether it's a bunch of emojis that make up 4. However you want to do it, throw up the 4s to show that you are committed, again, to all four quarters, just like these players, these coaches, and these staff members on these teams. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. Well, if you like anything about this channel, and I don't know why you would, but if you do, please hit that like button. It certainly helps us out tremendously. Hit that share button. Let the world know that this channel exists. That helps us out tremendously as well. And, of course, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the top of the chat and in the description below. If you want to go ahead and give in any one of those fashions, the donation station, again, we will accept any and all donations. That's certainly great. Going to be moving over to Patreon soon. I've heard a lot of people say that it's a little bit difficult in sending donations through to Buy Me a Coffee, since it's I think you can only do it through one thing, like you can't use Venmo or PayPal or anything. So Patreon makes it a little bit easier. We'll be making that move very soon. I'll let everybody know when that is finally done and completed. And again, when it comes to the merch store, that's like donating, except you get something cool for it. One of the great things that you can get from there, if you want to get it, is our Fuck the Refs hoodie and t-shirts available right now over at bit.ly/staytunedmerch. That's bit.ly/staytunedmerch. Comes pre-pixelated, so you won't break any of the local obscenity laws where you live. But there you go. T-shirts and hoodies, both available. Fuck the Refs from Stay Tuned Sports. Link in the top of the chat or in the description below. Pecan, Paul, everybody's got the 4s in there. I Grow Fighting there. Thank you so much with your throwing up the 4s there, showing your dedication. But, man, what a play to end the third quarter. And now here we are, fourth quarter. Can the Panthers take their first lead of this wild card playoff game here in the NFC and start teasing that upset? A little bit of a tease, but they're 15 minutes away and a couple of points away. We're going to see here. Lots of time left. First and goal from the 9. Bryce under center. He's going to take the snap, play action towards Chuba. He throws the ball. That's going to be caught. Oh! Coker gets the reception and then is hit. And now they're going to throw a flag. I don't think stats. Now, see, that's a bad flag. Because he's looking right at him. He's already caught the ball. Like, that's not, he's not out. I don't see how that one I don't agree with. I don't agree with that one, but that's going to be that's going to be a half a distance. So that's going to put it at what, the 3.5? Yeah, it's going to put it down at like the 3.5 yard line. So now first and goal from the 3.5 yard line. Bryce under center. Hand off to Chuba, and he's going to break on through. I think that's a touchdown, waiting for the official word, and it is indeed. Touchdown, Panthers, and they take the lead. Chuba Hubbard. That's his second touchdown of the game. He's got 12 carries, 39 yards, and now 2 touchdowns as the Panthers take a 23-20 lead, pending the extra point. And if they make this extra point, it'll be a 4-point lead, which means the Rams field goal does nothing. Extra point, snap, hold, kick, up. It is good. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, 20. The Carolina Panthers lead in the fourth quarter against the Los Angeles Rams. Oh, no. Pecan in the chat says that was a makeup call. That could be. Paul says that was a poor call. It was a poor call, says Paul. And I don't disagree with that. I don't agree with that particular call. The other one against Devontae, it was clear head-to-head. It was clear he lowered his head to hit head-to-head. And it was kind of like from a blind side, that whole defenseless receiver thing. This was not defenseless receiver. This was not a case like that, and it wasn't helmet to helmet. So I don't understand why that flag was thrown, other than maybe, as Pecan said, maybe a makeup call. I'm sure there's Panther fans out there who don't give a shit, and that's perfectly fine and understandable. And I'm sure there's some Rams fans out there who are right now thinking, I would love to buy that shirt. That's a lovely shirt. Where can I get that shirt? And you can get that shirt over at bit.ly/Stay Tuned merch, or you can get the link in the top of the chat or in the description below. Just saying, Rams fans. It's there for you if you need it. Jimbo in the chat says, who would have thought the Kitties could hang with the Rams? Well, Jimbo, I was just mentioning this before. They beat the Rams just a little while ago on Thanksgiving weekend. So it's like, that's what I mean. Everybody tried to sit here and say, like, oh, they thought it was such a out of the realm of possibility thing. Not really. I really don't think it was. I picked the Rams, but I absolutely gave the Panthers a shot, because how could you not? They just beat them. And they're at home. Oh, but they're 8-9. They're a losing team. Yeah, but they match up well apparently with the Rams. So you can say what you want. Oh, but it was an off game from Stafford. Well, Stafford seems to be having an off game here, too, if I'm going to be honest with you. We're all being honest with each other. And I would like to hope that we're honest with each other. I think we're all good, honest people here. Stafford, 12 of 27. 1 touchdown, 1 pick for $161. I'm really thinking he really effed up his hand at the end of the first half there when he hit the elbow of the Carolina Panthers defender. He was in a massive amount of pain there. It seems like he really screwed something up, whether it was a dislocated finger or pulled a ligament, something. He did something with that hand, because he has been really off ever since then. And the stats are kind of pointing that out there. And the Rams have kind of been stagnant since that hand injury. Now, again, you can use that as an excuse all you want, but you know, you gotta find something else. You gotta start working it. You gotta start working it here. On the kickoff, Rams are going to return it to about the 33, from what I can tell there. We'll see what the official spot is. And indeed, they're going to mark it at the 33. Look at me, actually feeling like I know what I'm talking about. Who knows? Pecan says, hey, Carolina, thank you, Saints. You're welcome, kiddies. Well, no, to be fair, if the Saints would have won, then the Buccaneers could have thanked you. Right now, Carolina's thinking Atlanta, if we're going to be honest there. End around here to Puka. Puka puts his head down. He gets a little bit more yardage there. Gets about 5 or 6. They're going to give him 5 down to the 38-yard line. 2nd and 5 upcoming. I really thought the Saints were going to win that game too. I had, going in the way that game was going, the way the Saints have been playing, I was on the Saints. I was on the Saints bandwagon the second half of the year. I was all about the Saints, man. I thought they were doing good. And to be fair, they did well. I like that quarterback Shuck you guys got. I really do. Stafford, play action, throws over the middle, caught Devontae Adams on a crossing pattern. He's going to get it down to the 40-yard line of the Panthers. First down, Rams. 23 yards on the gain. They're going to mark him out at the 39. Jimbo says, looking good, King, as always. I don't know about that. And I would imagine, is that Alicia under your account? That could be. Because that's what Alicia always says. I grow fighting in the chat. He says, are you doing the next game tonight? I am indeed, iGrow Fighting. I'm doing all the wild card games this weekend. So coming up at 8 o'clock will be the Packers and the Bears. So make sure you are ready for that one. Make sure you are subscribed and have the notification bell on. So when that goes live, you'll know that we're here ready to go for you as well. 1st and 10 from the 39. That's going to be a run towards the outside. Kyron Williams only gets about 2 yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 from the 37. Second and 8, Stafford throws to Nakua. Nakua is going to be about a yard short of the first down. Gets it down to the 30. 3rd and 1 for the Rams. Need a touchdown to take the lead. Again, a field goal will still leave them trailing by 1 point. A touchdown will give them the lead. We'll see what they can do here. 3rd and 1 from the Panthers' 30-yard line. 12:05, 12:04, 12:03 remaining in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes now and counting. In the chat. Oh, no! Oh, almost intercepted. It was a bover throw towards Nakua, and it was almost intercepted, and then Puka had to play defense and knock it out late. Oh, wow. That was a miscommunication. That's why it wasn't really an overthrow. Nakua, for some reason, stopped the route, and Stafford had thrown the ball thinking he was still going. 4th and 1. Rams are going for it. Stafford falling out of protection. Play clock at 3. At 2, they snap the ball. Handoff. And that's going to be a first down. Williams, it looks like, had the carry there. And it was. He got 2 on 3rd and 1. Moves the chains. 1st and 10 from the Panthers' 28-yard line. Woo! And yes, Jimbo in the chat is actually Alicia, who's Jimbo's wife. Oh, wonderful, beautiful wife. Great to see you, Alicia. Thanks so much. He says, yes, it is Alicia. My phone is charging. I got it. I got you. I got you. We got a handoff here on 1st and 10. That's going to be Williams again with the carry. 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. We are at 11 minutes to go into the fourth quarter. Ball's on the Panthers' 22-yard line. No, Jimbo's an Eagles fan, Pecan. You know that. You know that. Although I have heard Alicia beat it. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. We're going to keep this PG on this Saturday night. I don't know. That Bears-Packers game, I don't know. That might get a little weird. 2-yard gain on 2nd and 4. 3rd and 2 coming up from the 20. Keeping it PG. We're keeping it PG. At least until the 8 o'clock game. At least until the 8 o'clock game. Third and 1, they actually marked it. It's going to be Stafford on a quarterback sneak, and he gets it. 1st and 10, moves the chains, keeps the clock running as well. Alicia says you put Taylor up. You're asking for PG for R-rated. Oh, that's true too. Yeah, that's very true. But to be fair, Alicia, you're always R-rated. So actually, you're kind of NC-17. Running play there to Puka out of the backfield. A little bit of an end around there. And he gets 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Down at the 13-yard line. We're at the 13. You know what that means? There we go. Anytime it's 22 or 13. Our girl fighting in the chat said they had these little baby lasagna on sale, so I'm heating up 2 and making a piece of breaded chicken and curly fries and garlic bread. It's a simple life, but a good one. I got to tell you, Igro, that sounds absolutely delicious. Stafford throws over the middle, caught by Williams, and touchdown! Rams! Williams into the end zone for a 13-yard gain. And the Rams take the lead once again. Extra point will make it a 3-point game. Makes you wonder, will they go for 2 to kind of, Pecan was like, that's why I said Packer, giggity, giggity. Yeah, I knew. See, I knew what you were saying, Pecan. I had a good idea. Rams are going to go for just the extra point here. The snap, the hold, the kick. It is up, and it is good. 27-24. The Rams have taken the lead again. 8:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. Can the Panthers march down the field and regain the lead, or just tie the game, or will the Rams defense be able to hold on and see if they can close this game out? We're going to find out here in just 8 minutes and 47 seconds of game time. Thank you so much for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. I have enjoyed your company, that is for sure. Thank you so much for joining us here and in the chat room. If you're in the chat, you can come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Make sure that the live chat option is picked, not the top chat in the toggle menu there from the top of the chat. Make sure you see everybody's messages. That will be fantastic and great. We have Igro Fighting in here with us. He's enjoying himself a nice lasagna, some breaded chicken, some curly fries, and a little bit of garlic bread. God, ooh, that sounds so good. Gabagool, how you doing? Crafty says the Rams suddenly remembered that run plays exist. I don't know. Like I said, they've been running fairly well. I'd have to look down what the actual breakdown is of pass plays to run plays, but we've seen a lot of Kyren Williams and Corum. It seemed like they tried to come out in the second half and go full, like Stafford just starts slinging it. But I do think something's up with his hand from when he hit it at the end of the first half. And maybe it's like they tried to do it, and now it's like, it's just not working. Maybe we could go ahead and start running the ball exclusively now. And then again, nice little pass over the middle there to Kyren Williams. So you still work the running game in, but with a pass, you get yourself a touchdown. And they desperately needed that because they've kind of been spinning their wheels in this second half. And it's good to see them kind of get a little bit back on track. Now, can the Panthers answer? The way they played the second half, I don't see why not. They played very well. This could be a kind of a haymaker for haymaker fourth quarter here. Excited to see what happens. Waiting to see if I can get any news here on the old twits, the old twatter, as it were. Nothing as of yet. Still snowing in Chicago, boy. I hope it snows the whole game. It looks so good there. Crafty says, whose brilliant idea was it to pass more once Stafford injured his hand? I would have for Stafford. I was like, if I just throw it more, it'll feel better. Trust me, I'll do that. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, that didn't quite work. Touch back on the kickoff here, so the Panthers will get it at their own 35. '49ers, Eagles, tomorrow, 4 o'clock here on, Fox is showing it'll be broadcast there, so if you're watching along with us, make sure that you watch along with us on your local Fox station, but we'll be covering it as well right here on Stay Tuned Sports. 1st and 10, Bryce Young in shotgun. Bryce takes the snap. Oh, we've got whistles before the play even begins, and we got ourselves a flag. What do we got, Mr. Official? Full start on the Panthers. Moving back 5 yards. So 1st and 15, Bryce Young takes the snap, passes it to Coker. He's kind of been the go-to guy here in the second half for Bryce Young and the Panthers. Gets a gain of about 4 yards. 2nd and 11 from the 34-yard line. Crafty in the chat says, if the Rams win, Puka will be the defensive player of the game. With that pass defense he had on that possible interception that Stafford threw, 1,000%. Because, boy, can you imagine if because that would have been a touchback. That would have given the Panthers the ball to their own 20. Like, again, who knows how this game goes. Coker catches it. He tries dancing around, and it looks like he's going to be stopped for a loss. And, indeed, it's a 2-yard loss. Coker danced himself into a loss. I don't know if he would have gotten a gain. He might have gotten just back to the line of scrimmage. But by dancing around and reestablishing himself, loses 2 yards. 3rd and 13 coming up here for the Panthers on their own 32-yard line. Young is in shotgun here on 3rd and 13. That's why you see the lovely Taylor with us. Snap. Low snap. Bryce Young gets it, though. Deep pass. He's looking for Coker. Incomplete. He could not hold it in. If he would have been able to hold on to it, I think he would have had it. But instead, incomplete. 4th and 13. And the Panthers are going to have to punt the ball away. Pecan says, who will Denver play? The lowest seed winner, right. Oh, bless me. Bless me, bless me, bless me. So they would play either the Chargers, if the Chargers end up beating New England. If that doesn't happen, the kick is away, by the way. Fair caught and bobbled a little bit, but fair caught at the 19-yard line, and that is where the Rams will take over their own 19-yard line. 7:14 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 for the Rams. And now we got to say goodbye to Taylor. Alicia in the chat says, I can't even listen to what King is saying with Taylor on the screen. It's hard. I look away from the screen when I put Taylor on there for that same reason. I'd just be staring at it all the time. Can't do it. Can't do that. Can't do that. But, yeah, so it would be either the Chargers if they beat the Patriots. If they don't, then if the Bills beat the Jaguars, it would be the Bills going to Denver. And if not that, then it would be the Texans. If it wasn't if the Texans beat the Steelers, and if it all goes to chalk, then it's the Steelers going to Denver. So that's how that all breaks down. Matthew Stafford, 1st and 10 from his own 19 and the Rams. This is going to be a handoff. And that's going to be Corum with the carry. He's going to get up to about the 23-yard line. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6. And if I'm the Rams, this is where you got to learn to be great clock suckers. You got to suck that clock like you're a professional. Like you're Siri Doll here or something. Or my favorite, Penny Pax. She's a classic. Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer. 6:37. Stafford under center. Play action. Steps back. Looks to throw. He's got Nakua, who then gets hit by 3 Panthers immediately, but he gets the completion. 1st down. Los Angeles Rams. They move the chains, and they keep the clock ticking. 16 yards on that particular catch. So 1st and 10 from the 39. The 3 Panthers that went to tackle Puka ended up hurting each other as they now walk off the field. That's why we have a little break in the action. Clock is stopped at 6:23. I imagine they'll wind it once the players are off of the field. And the clock is indeed now winding. .610 remaining. Stafford under center. It's going to be another handoff here to Corum. Corum gets over the 45, but we got a flag down. Let's see what this one is. That's going to be a big one. Holding on the Rams. So that's a 10-yard penalty there. That's going to move him back. That is the 13th flag of the game. You know what that means. She's back, baby. She's back, baby. So that makes it 1st and 20 now. Back on the Rams' own 29-yard line. Stafford takes a snap. Throws. He was looking for Devontae. Incomplete. Off his hands, bounced around. Mike Jackson. Again with the good defense. Shimona. Look at that. Jackson with the defense there. Kind of like investigators investigating Neverland Ranch and all the weird juice boxes that had alcohol in it. 2nd and 10. 5:39 on the clock. Stafford in shotgun. He's going to take the snap and look to throw. He's going to roll out, looks, throws out of the backfield to Corum. Corum breaks one tackle, gets 4 yards. 3rd and 16 now from the 33-yard line for the Rams. Clock is running. Rams looking to see if they can wind this game down, or will the Panthers have another possession to possibly tie, to possibly take the lead. We're going to find out here in a moment. It is 3rd and forever. 3rd and 16 from the 33. Stafford in shotgun. Takes the snap. Panthers have a minimum rush. Gorham's going to get it over the middle, but it's going to be nowhere near a first down. 4th and 7. It was a 9-yard pass, but not anywhere near a first down, and the Rams are going to have to punt the ball away. So the Panthers get another shot. They get another shot. Snap, and the punt is blocked. The punt is blocked. Oh, no. Disaster for the Rams. Absolute disaster. What a disaster class. And that's going to be Panthers ball at the Rams 30-yard line. Oh, no. If you're a Rams fan, oh, no. If you're a Panthers fan, holy shit, it's manna from heaven. Unbelievable. Of all the times to get a blocked punt in there in the playoffs when you're down 3 in your opponent's end of the field, to give your offense fantastic field position with 4:12 remaining in this game, down only 3 points. The Panthers are already in field goal range. Oh, wow. What a play. And what a game we might have. Bryce Young is in shotgun. Tate McMillan gets that over. That was a weird kind of fakey, distracted play-action play. Even the cameraman wasn't sure where that was going. Neither was I. I'm going to be honest. I kind of didn't know where the hell that was going. But either way, 16-yard pass to Tate McMillan, and that's going to be first down and 10 from the Rams' 14-yard line. Jimbo and/or Alicia in the chat says, "Rawr." Here come the Panthers. Rawr. 3:35 and counting remaining from the 14-yard line. First and 10. Hand off to Chuba Hubbard. Chuba is going to move and move. He's getting pushed down to about the 7-yard line. Oh, wow, this Panthers team, Big Mo, is on Carolina's side here. It's going to be 2nd and 3, down at the 7-yard line. We have reached 3 minutes. If you're the Rams, maybe you start thinking about using your timeouts to preserve some time here. Because if you're Carolina, milk as much clock as you can. Be the biggest clock suckers in Carolina right now. And that's saying something. Bryce. Oh, that was almost a disaster. Landman knocking the pass down. It was up in the air for an excruciating long amount of time if you're a Panthers fan. But it does fall incomplete. Third and 3 for Carolina on the Rams 7. Trips to the left for Bryce. Takes the snap. He looks. He's thrown towards the end zone. He's got Coker, and he's got him. Touchdown. Panthers take the lead. Oh, boy. We could be starting wild card weekend with a wild-ass upset. Whoo! 2:39 remaining in the fourth quarter, and it is now 30-27. The Panthers lead over the Los Angeles Rams. Unbelievable. Extra point attempt is coming up here. Snap, hold, kick. It is up. It is good. It is a 4-point game. The Rams need a touchdown. Field goals mean nothing. Take your field goals and shove them up your ass because right now you need a touchdown to win this game if you're the Rams. If you're the Panthers, you got to kill 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Now, granted, the Rams have all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So they are still very much in this game. There is still a lot of time for the Rams. But wow, what a series of events to have a punt block in such a crucial part of the game right in your own end, setting up the Panthers right at the 30-yard line. And just a couple plays later, there you go. Jalen Coker, who has been huge in this game for the Panthers, 9 receptions for $134, and he's got himself a touchdown now. Can Matthew Stafford lead the Rams down the field for a touchdown to win this game, to save their season? Or will this be the end of the Rams season? We're going to find out here in just 2 minutes and 39 seconds of game time, ladies and gentlemen. In case you're wondering why the wonderful, beautiful Taylor Swift is on our screen, we currently have 13 penalty flags in this game. Not penalties that are accepted, just flags that have been thrown in this game is 13. Whenever we do a count, whenever we have something that lands on a 13 or 22, the beautiful, the lovely Taylor Swift will join us. In case you're wondering, that's why she's there. Return here on the kick. Going to get it to about the 29-yard line. And that is where the Rams will start. The crowd in Charlotte is loud. Full throat in Charlotte, trying to help the defense. The Rams need to get into the end zone. Field goal does them no good. Trips to the left here for Stafford. He throws. That looks like it was tipped at the line. It's still caught by Puka. That's going to be a gain of about 7. 2nd and 3 coming up. As the clock is running 2:20 and less. Now the Rams go and hurry up here. 2nd and 3. Snap taken by Stafford. Looks, throws. Caught by Davante Adams. He goes down right at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10. And that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. Rams have all 3 timeouts, and they have a 1st and 10 from their own 46. Can they get into the end zone and get the lead over the Panthers, or will the Panthers defense hold on? And will the Panthers get the first shock of Wild Card Weekend? We're going to find out here in just a moment. I forgot to move the possession highlighter there. There we go. Pecan in the chat says, here, kitty, 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 kitty. Indeed. The pretty kitties, the black cats of Carolina, the cardiac cats, if you will, looking to go ahead and get the upset. Incredible, incredible stuff here. With the poll in the chat, 57% of the people thought that the Rams would get the win. Very close. I was going to say 57 to 43, so a lot of people did think that the old kitty cats there would indeed get something. So we had 57% thought the Rams would win, 43% thought the Panthers would win this game. We're going to find out who does here in a moment. Woo! What a game. Good times. By the way, it's a good time as ever to say thank you so much for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. Again, Packers and Bears will be coming up after this game, so make sure that you tune in for that. Though that notification will be going out here momentarily. Jimbo and or Alicia in the chat. Not sure which one this is. I knew the Kitties would beat them. Overrated Stafford. I led Rams. Okay, I think that's Jimbo. I think that might be Jimbo. Yeah, Jimbo. I don't think it was wild for somebody to pick the Panthers, and I think other people did pick the Panthers, especially because the Panthers just beat the Rams on Thanksgiving weekend. That is, absolutely, they could have done it, and right now they're doing it. It's going to take a pretty incredible drive here from the Rams. They have time. They have all 3 timeouts, so they certainly do have the chance to go down the field and get this touchdown. But that's the thing. It needs to be a touchdown. Extra point, a field goal does nothing. 3 points, it does nothing for you. Who cares about the 3 points? Take the 3 points and throw them in the garbage. Gabagool. You got to go ahead. You got to get in the end zone. You got to get 6. Can they do so? We're going to find out here in just a moment. Also, I want to give a shout-out to the Bruins for making the Devils' 9-0 loss. Not as bad. I agree, Jimbo. Thank you very much, Bruins, for beating the Rangers 10-2. Making me feel a little bit better about my shitty hockey team. Thank you. Because, as we all know, Rangers suck. I Grow Fighting in the chat says, the Rams will do it. He's got confidence that the Rams are going to go down the field and get a touchdown. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. About to see some big things on this drive. We're going to find out here in a moment. Calvin in the chat said, would never imagine the Rams would be losing at this point in the game. Keep your foot on the pedal. And I'm a Panthers fan, so there you go. That is something. 1-yard catch there for Davante Adams. I don't know why they said 1 yard. No, it's 1 yard after catch. Sorry, 6-yard pass there. 2nd and 4. Over the middle, Nakua. He's going to get it down to the 30-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Rams. They are moving this ball now. They're on the Carolina 30-yard line. Again, field goal means nothing. 18-yard gain on the play. ELS finally joining us in the chat right before his Packers play the Bears. Stafford back, looks, throws, in and out of the hands of Davante Adams. Incomplete. Clock stops with 1:04 remaining. 2nd and 10. ELS in the chat says, hey, what a game. The Panthers look good. I missed most of the game because I have been busy with taking care of snow, as they are doing right now in Soldier Field. They're taking care of the snow there as well. ELS says, also, go Pack Go. I Grow Fighting, we have 1:04 remaining on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Trips to the right of Stafford. He runs up to the line, calling out a protection. Play clock at 3. They get the snap off. Stafford looks. He's going to throw that way. That's going to be caught, and it's going to be another first down for the Rams. Mumfield with the reception. Moves the chains, and it moves the clock down to the 19-yard line of the Panthers. 1st and 10. They are in the red zone. Stafford takes the snap. Throws towards the end zone. Caught! And that's a touchdown for the Rams with 38 seconds left. Parkinson, touchdown. Rams, and they take the lead. Oh, boy. Foot is in. Foot is in. Crosses in. That's a touchdown. Holy shit. What a catch from Parkinson. Woo! And I Grow Fighting is saying, I mean, you have a right to say I told you so, because you literally just a minute ago said, I think the Rams are going to do it. They're going to get down that field, and they're going to do this because big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And there you go. 3-point lead now for the Rams, 34-31, 38 seconds remaining. They didn't use a timeout at all either. 3 timeouts for the Panthers as well. So not all lost not all is lost for the Panthers. There we go. I know English. They have 3 timeouts. All they have to do is get in field goal range. All they have to do is get in field goal range. And honestly, with the way the NFL is today, even if it's a little further than that, you can give it a shot, and they could bring this into overtime. So that's something. Pecan in the chat says, oh, no. ELS with the wow in the chat. I was going to say, that is definitely a wow play. So here we go now, 38 seconds. Panthers have all 3 timeouts. All they got to do is get in field goal range. That's it. It's a little bit simpler of a task, and the ball falls off the tee again. They might need to get a holder. And they're going to have a holder come out here. It's going to be the thicker kicker. Again, he's got to run off immediately once the ball is kicked. This is going to be received at the 4, returned to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, up to about the 28 or 29-yard line by Etienne. And that is where the Panthers will start their desperation attempt. 32 seconds left. Down 3 points. Can Bryce Young get the Panthers in field goal range? I Grow Fighting in the chat says, this 30 seconds is going to take 15 minutes. This is not basketball. I think they'll be fine. Jimbo in the chat says, feels like 21 points in a minute. It does. I said this fourth quarter felt like it was just a back and forth haymaker for haymaker, and it seems like that's kind of what it's been here. 1st and 10, Bryce Young back. He's rolling out to his left. Gets hit as he throws. Incomplete. 2nd and 10, 25 seconds remaining. It was Young versus Young there on that particular play. And then Verse came in for the hit. 2nd and 10. Panthers from their own 28, 25 seconds. Young is getting pressured again. He's going to roll out to his left. Throws. Incomplete. 17 seconds remaining. Oh, boy. time starting to run out for the Panthers. Jimbo in the chat says, let's go Bears. It looks like he's trying to start a fight with ELS, as Jimbo likes to do. Bryce Young throws wide again. Incomplete. He was looking for, was that Horn? Yeah, he was looking for Jimmy Horn. Could not get him. Jimmy Crack Horn, and he couldn't find him there. Pecan. That's called starting a fight. Jimbo said, I don't start fights. I just stir the pot a little bit and then run. That's called starting a fight. Rams take a timeout here before this big 4th down and 10 play with 12 seconds remaining. Here we go, 4th and 10. 12 seconds remaining. Last chance saloon here for the Panthers. Bryce Young steps in the pocket, throws, and it's dropped. Incomplete. And that's going to be the game. The Rams are going to win. The Rams are going to survive what was looking for a moment there. Like it was going to be the first major upset of these 2025 NFL playoffs. Instead, the Rams come all the way back, put together a drive they needed to. They absolutely needed to. Again, a field goal would not have helped them. They needed the touchdown drive, and they got it. And they did it so efficiently they didn't even need to use any of their timeouts while doing it. Unbelievable. So here come the Rams. They're going to kneel on this one and end this game. Unbelievable. What a hell. Boy, playoffs got a lot to live up to. Playoffs got a lot to live up to now. And there is the final kneel down. It is done. It is over. It is a final from Charlotte. The Rams win 34-31. Big salute to the Panthers for being absolute gamers in this one. I think a lot of people didn't think they would be. I thought they would be because, again, they had just beaten the Rams in Charlotte back in Thanksgiving. So this was another great back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And now the Rams move on. And if all the other games go to chalk, the Rams will be the lowest seed remaining, which means they get the Seahawks. So you're going to have Rams versus Seahawks possibly. It's either the Seahawks have to play the Rams or they have to play the 49ers. I don't think we have to worry about them playing the Packers. Sorry, ELS. We got that game coming up next, though. Packers versus the Bears. Can the Packers possibly pull? Again, I think they're favorites, so it wouldn't be an upset. I don't know why Vegas has them as the favorites. I don't see the Packers winning that game. I don't think the Packers are particularly very good. But we're going to find out here in a moment. But thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you liked any part of this broadcast, and I don't know why you would, please hit that like button, hit that share button, and, of course, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. Plus, by doing that, you're going to know exactly when we go live in like about 10 minutes for the Packers and Bears game. Next up, by the way, if you want to help us out more directly, link for our donation station and merch store down in the description below. And, hey, you got maybe more chances in the next game coming up to see the lovely, beautiful Taylor Swift grace our screen. As this game ended with 13 flags, Perfect poetry. Anyway, let me go get that stream ready. For now, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. See you in just a couple minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to say have a great rest of your day, but you're going to because you're going to spend it with me.